You ready, Matthew?
I'm ready to go.
Is everyone else ready to
Shout out 88
not
Glenn.
be loud? All right. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the Memo. We're happy to be back. Thank you for tuning in, as always. It is Sunday, March 10th. I'm here with Alex Masados and Matt Brodsky. I'm Richard Lyons. Tomorrow is the first legal tampering day of the NFL free agency, but we're going to get into that in a bit.
It's a pretty weird thing.
Yeah,
moratorium.
You're allowed to break the rules.
I thought tampering means that it's not legal.
It's probably not actually referred to as legal
It's
tampering.
called the
I think
moratorium
people
period, where you're allowed to engage in contract negotiations.
Isn't a moratorium where you put like dead bodies?
That's a morgue.
But before we get into the free agency,
sounds like a place you would put dead bodies in.
It does sound like it.
No, so yeah, you can
or where you would perform a concert,
you can talk some numbers.
Perform a concert for dead people
At a moratorium.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Auditorium, morgue, moratorium. All right.
There's no G.
Before we get into that, there's obviously a really big move that just happened. The Jets got a guard from the Raiders.
Osemele.
That was the big Raiders move.
Big Raiders trade.
Big player.
Big news. No, Antonio Brown was traded to the Raiders for essentially Alex's water bottle.
Listen, a third and a fifth, you can get some good talent there.
They got what they could. I mean, he tanked his value all the way to the bottom anyway. So
yeah. The
what are you gonna
Steelers
do?
just didn't
Smart
have
on
any
him.
leverage.
That was funny. The thing
It's so weird that they don't have leverage. But like, what would have happened if they said no? We're not trading you.
He probably would have just sat out.
Yep.
Is he really is willing to do that though? Like, I would call his bluff.
Really? They tried to do that with Le'Veon Bell.
If the value isn't there though, I don't believe in just like giving up
Brown's,
on talent
like,
like that.
not
It's
as
the same
deep.
thing with Kyrie.
The more and more time goes on, the less you're gonna get.
That's true.
Yeah, but you only have him for 3 years, and you're gonna get him for 3 years if he actually plays.
Also, is he really in that position like Bell was at this age to hold out for a year? He's already 31.
Yeah, I would call his bluff. I'd be
Yeah.
like, what's
The guy's
gonna
got
happen?
some
I
balls.
guess it would just like really mess with the locker room and stuff.
If he's proved anything over the last few weeks, is that he has balls. I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it past
You know
him
what's-
to just sit his ass down.
What I
I
noticed.
don't know if he does it. I think he's all
You know how
talk.
he was whatever on his Instagram story said it's silver and black and all that.
Yeah.
Like we never even got any word from like any reporters that there was even a discussion going down. I feel like it just happened, and all we heard was him saying like silver and black.
Well, he did get traded to the Bills, and then
What happened with that?
so the Bills reached out to him because he had all the leverage in the situation.
Yeah.
So they reached out to Antonio Brown. This is what I was reading, and they said, "Are you going to play for us?" And he was like, "No." So they axed the deal.
So he basically had his
Just-
own built-in no trade clause.
Yeah.
He was just going to tell people he's not playing for them. Interesting.
But like
wanting to play for the
also
Raiders.
at the same time, if I'm the Bills, I'm saying like, okay, we'll see. Like, you're really just not gonna play football? His contracts, we wouldn't get paid,
They clearly have a reason to believe that he would.
but
not
he's
suit
under
up.
contract. It's not like the franchise tag that he's not signed. He would literally just be forfeiting millions of dollars. He wouldn't
Maybe
play.
what Bell did.
He's
did
made enough money already.
But
give
that-
some
that's
leverage
different,
back to the
though.
players, though.
but
Maybe
not
maybe
if he's
people.
on a 3-year deal.
But maybe teams just think now players they saw that and they're more willing to go to that extreme, no matter what.
He would have to not play football for 3 years
Yeah.
until he's out of his
They
contract.
couldn't trade him. What if they got something for him?
They could trade him.
Yeah, they
to
could
a team
trade
that
him.
There's no point in doing that, so that's why they
I'm saying he wouldn't sit out 3 years. He would play if the Bills trade him. That's the point that I was making.
But he could sit out this 1 year and then. at
You
that
really
point-
don't know that.
I feel like it'd be insane to do that.
He seems like an unstable man.
I guess that's a good point.
Great mustache.
Did you guys watch the shot? Don't even start with the mustache.
The
like
mustache
it?
looks actually so bad.
It looks like he ate a sandwich and had just like mustard smeared on his face.
I need
It's
to
one of
look
the. It's the worst facial hair I've ever
It's
seen in my life.
disgusting. Why would anybody do that?
I feel what happened. Like when did he become this?
He literally just decided, like, oh, I probably should be a diva since I'm the best receiver in football. So I'm just going to
crazy.
start being ridiculous.
He used to be known as like a quiet, hardworking hustler.
It started
hustler.
when Juju came on the team.
Was he
Is
salty?
he doesn't like
He's
that.
salty,
there's a-
jealous?
Juju was getting so much attention, and then all of a sudden he started completely just lashing out.
It's crazy, and it's not like he's not getting his numbers. He's still putting up the same.
Didn't he
numbers,
lead the
so why
league in
is he still-
receiving yards?
I don't know. He
I
led
think
the
he was
league in
up there.
touchdowns.
Oh, touchdowns. Okay.
How do you complain? You're getting everything you need.
You don't just want to stay on the team and keep
Yeah.
being good. And
I
the,
guess he
the
didn't like
Steelers will
Tomlin.
probably be good.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, they're
have
always
Juju.
in the playoff
They-
hunt.
Will always have a good receiver because they just somehow always draft.
They really are amazing at just
They
replacing talent.
yeah.
they're good at drafting receivers,
They're
but they didn't make the playoffs this year. So who knows?
No Bell.
Big Ben led the league in passing yards.
That's true. Juju
And he
Brown
clearly
did
he
better.
clearly had a problem with Big Ben.
Antonio Brown
And Tomlin. He
Le'Veon
didn't like
Bell on the
Tomlin
same
either.
team. Couldn't do anything.
Honestly, I think we'll hear more about this, and I think more details will come out about this story as time
Probably.
goes on.
So what do we think about the deal, though? Good for the Raiders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Great deal.
Spending a lot of money.
They
They made him the
did-
highest paid player in the league, highest paid receiver in the league. Excuse me.
Yeah, they totally reset the market
Yeah.
for
They have-
receivers. But
They did
He's
have
a-
the
he's a
fourth
top-
most cap space in the league. So
yeah, he's a top tier player.
Yeah,
mean-
and I made this comment yesterday or earlier today. If you want to tie in the Amari Cooper trade to this, they got a first-round pick and Antonio Brown for Amari Cooper and a third and a fifth. And they gave up cap space to sign Brown, but those are two good moves if you're just looking at receivers. They upgraded receivers, got a first back.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders.
It's not Gruden pulling these strings, right?
I
No,
think
I
it is.
think it is.
He's the GM.
Didn't they just hire Mike Mayock to do that? He's the GM. I think
I
Gruden's
did
just
hear
a coach.
something. Someone said his name on the radio the other day.
Maybe they work together, or maybe Mayock's the VP of football ops.
Yeah, he is the GM of the Raiders, but
So Gruden's just a coach.
his
you know,
Wikipedia
Sure, he's not in
His Wikipedia
like,
I'm
page-
sure that, yeah, I guess he has discussions.
his Wikipedia page.
Has a say.
Mayock is known for his thick Philadelphia accent / lisp.
That's
That's
weird.
what he's known for.
That's not what I know him for. I know him because he's GM of the Raiders.
I wouldn't
like
be
an
su-
analyst.
He was an NFL Network guy, yeah. Or I think he was a GM or a front office guy. Then he went to TV and then he came back, like John Lynch did with
The Raiders
49ers.
still have a lot of holes to fill, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start to turn it around next
Mhm.
season or two.
Don't they have 3 first-round picks?
Yes.
So they
They
could
gotta
probably
go-
honestly
and 2
trade
next
down
year.
and gain
Just
back
load up.
one of those third.
Just
and
get
fifth.
defensive heavy. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
gotta
They
completely
need
reload
a
the
pass
defense.
rusher. They had 13 sacks last year.
Where are
which
they in the
is
draft?
disgusting.
Insane. They picked fourth.
Fourth.
Was their first pick.
If Murray goes first, Williams, Bosa, or Allen will be there. They can get any of those 3.
Yeah. Or this guy Rashawn Gary from Michigan, who I don't
Yeah.
like.
Montez Sweat.
Montez Sweat, he's really
gaining
good.
steam.
His last name is Sweat.
Yeah. I don't. They should get one of those 3 pass rushers though, unless Murray doesn't go on. Which again, we can. This is a different conversation, but I don't think he's going on.
We'll get
So I
more into
think-
that when draft season
Yeah.
really rolls around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Soon.
but the Raiders, they're definitely. This was a big move. They're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get the disappearing act like Amari Cooper would have.
No,
He's
you
going to be
won't.
consistent every game for them. So
Now it's going to be
Yeah.
on Carr. Big
Yeah.
year for Carr.
and
Big,
Gruden.
big year to prove himself.
He did play better towards the second half of last season. He was up there in picks for the first half, and then he threw 2 in the second half of the season.
I remember.
He threw
when that was
19
going down.
touchdowns though.
Yeah,
Really?
no, it wasn't
I mean,
a
the
good
team
season by any
wasn't good.
means,
It's not just him.
but he definitely improved towards the end.
Threw for 4,000 yards.
That's pretty good. He had good games
Fine.
and bad games, so he's just got to put it together,
Yeah.
I guess.
And he's shown before that he can be a good quarterback. It's just
Yeah.
that one season
Health
he had
is a
was really
concern.
good. That he was
And then he broke
considered
his
an
leg.
MVP candidate, right?
Yeah, then he broke his leg in week 16 or something.
Yeah, and then same thing happens to Wentz. These rising guys just get stopped in their tracks. Sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really the big move. And then we just mentioned before they sent. Is it pronounced Osemele?
Yeah.
Yes.
They sent him to the Jets. Him and a 6th-round pick for a 5th-round pick, which I think is a good move.
I thought it was a good
It's
move
like
too.
a weird move.
It was just kind of get whatever you can, I guess. But
Yeah.
why send the 6th?
Jets probably asked for it, and then they were just going to cut him otherwise.
Interesting.
But is it
so
worth
I guess
it?
they already got their 5th-round pick back from the Brown trade, but they lost their 6th now.
Yeah, that's weird because is it worth it to? Oh, I guess they moved up 1 round. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get why that happened.
I don't
Maybe it was
I
just
don't
a
really care
favor.
about the picks. All I care about is the Jets added a very good guard. I mean,
How
he
old
had
is
a
he?
down season. He's 29 years old. He had a down season last year, but injuries, whatever.
He
And
missed
Tom
5
Cable
games
was
in a row, like 2 separate times. So he missed 5 games, came back, and then missed 5
Last
games.
year?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he played 6 games?
That's what I read. So, I mean, I could have been wrong. If you want to look that up to fact check me.
I
but-
wouldn't if that's the case, I wouldn't it's not fair to call it a down year if he was just missed 10 games.
Yeah, and then new scheme, and then I was reading this guy, Tom Cable, their O-line coach.
he's like universally hated.
Yes.
I know that name. Why is he such a popular
Played
name?
11 games.
11 games?
You
Why
always
did I-
see
He
it on-
played 11?
Yeah.
Where did I read that? I was just reading wrong information. Did he start all 11?
Did you actually read it? Yeah,
Yes.
he started all 11.
I did.
I don't know. You see it all over the threads. Like Tom Cable is actually one of the worst coaches in the NFL. I think he was the coach of the Seahawks when like that season that everybody was like, yeah, they got to get Russell Wilson some protection.
Oh, yes.
How's this guy getting hired?
You know what happens. Teams
It's
just
a-
like
it's
look
all
to
it-
fill positions.
yeah,
so
and it's
you
all
get
about
swept up.
who you know, what experience you
Yeah.
have. It doesn't. They
It's
don't.
weird.
Yeah,
they
I
don't
think it was a
care.
good pickup.
There's
I'm
got to
just-
be somebody in football that just knows offensive line better than him.
Than him.
Definitely.
What I like about it is because
And who's looking for a job.
a lot of people were saying the Jets should go after Saffold, who I forgot
from
what
the
team.
Rams.
Yes. But I mean, there's going to be competition for him, and then after him, there's really nobody else in the guard market. It's like a big drop off. So if they didn't get him,
What
they're
about
stuck with no one.
Paradis?
He's a center,
He's
so
a
I
center.
want to go after him still. So now they can just focus on Paradis instead of trying to get both. So they got their guard. Hopefully they can get a center, and then if Kelvin Beachum or Brian Winters are your worst O linemen, then like you're in pretty good shape. I
Yeah.
think Shell is solid. He'll be fine. Winters isn't even that bad.
Oh.
He's a decent guard. He's athletic. He's not he's not gonna really move people, but he's good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need 5-star linemen across
Yeah,
the
exactly.
board, but
We can't have Darnold getting rushed up the middle.
I think
Yeah.
that they should draft one.
I think they'll still.
I don't like
not
mixing
with
and
the
matching
third pick.
multiple free agent
It's only
linemen
2. I mean,
coming in like veteran guys.
I think they'll
It doesn't always
they'll
work.
definitely address the need,
You see
yeah,
it
but
with
probably in
draft,
the later
but
rounds.
not with their first pick. Definitely not.
if
Unless
Bosa,
unless they trade it back.
that's what I'm saying. If Bosa and Allen are gone, 1-2, I would probably right now I would trade back and get a lineman. Not too far, like later in the top 10, like 9, 8,
Yeah, maybe
8,
pick-
9, 10.
Depending
They
where you
just-
trade back, maybe get a receiver.
They
Yeah.
can't go into next season without addressing pass rusher.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I'd
would-
rather address pass rusher in free agency than offensive line in free agency.
There's not.
I think one of those players will be available. I think eventually some team is gonna either whether it's the Cardinals or some team trading up with the Cardinals is gonna trade into one to take the best quarterback available, whoever they think that is.
Yeah,
Maybe even Haskins going too.
yeah. Free
And then-
agent offensive lineman just scare me.
I'm hoping that happens.
I mean, it would only be one free agent offensive lineman though.
You guys were talking multiple.
I was saying
The
now they don't
center
have
and
to do
then-
that because they got this guard.
Okay. Even still, like this is kind of like a free
basically a
agent.
free
Yeah,
agent.
but
I don't just
I mean,
they're like
it'd be better
veterans.
than what they have.
No, of course. But I think offensive line is best built through the draft.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hoping they do is just pick up some late round guys. Hope they develop because they only have this guy for 2 years. I don't know what's left on Winter's deal. I feel like 2 years maybe. So if they can get a good 2 years out of this guy and then have someone step in eventually,
Look what happened to Nate Solder. Trash can.
yeah. Fell off the
Turnstile
map.
over there.
They made him the highest paid
Skarnecchia, though.
offensive lineman in history, right?
Who's that?
The Patriots O-line coach,
Oh.
Scott.
Oh.
That's why he was good.
Scott.
No, but okay, that may be why he became good, but he doesn't just move and forget how to play. If you make him good, if the
Schemes,
coach,
the scheme is
This-
important.
I guess,
He's also
but,
playing
like,
for that team for how long?
He should be talented enough to make it work.
Well,
He was
they,
sometimes-
they
bad.
clearly
I mean,
they
also,
clearly assess the
When
talent
the rest of the
incorrectly.
O-line is
Yeah, he
struggling,
was-
it's hard.
Oh no, I don't think that. I think they overpaid him first of all, but I blame it's on him. He should have played
Sometimes-
better. He was bad.
When
Pick
the
it
rest
up.
of the O-line is
Maybe he
struggling,
was just
it's
never
hard
that good,
to
and
play well.
Skarnecchia made him good.
Maybe, but I don't. I mean, I don't think anyone knows the answer to that yet.
I feel
So
like
I think he'll be
a lot of Patriots offensive linemen leave the Patriots and become bad. Like
Yes.
what was that guy's name? Matt Light, like a few years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think just a lot of times. Well, I guess that is probably true. Because I'm not trying to say that this coach isn't like a great offensive line coach. But I think it's so much about just scheme and meshing with the offensive line. So anytime a free agent
it certainly is.
or somebody changes teams, it's like an adjustment period.
Yes.
Matt Light never left the Patriots, so
Well, the Jet
Correct
center
myself
last
on
year
that one.
couldn't snap the ball, so it wasn't even an issue of
yeah, we just need
blocking.
slight improvement at least.
Yeah.
All right, is there
And-
any other big moves that went down?
And I'd rather like
Keenum to the Redskins. We want to talk about that.
Okay, I don't want to
Landon Collins
put everyone
got
to
cut.
sleep. Landon Collins did get cut. How do you guys feel about that? I think that's a bad move. I know we talked a lot about it off the air, but I think that's a bad move.
Depends how they address it going forward. I mean, if they're just gonna,
I mean, they're clearly just going with the scorched earth, like game plan. They're
Can
just
you
gonna let
name-
go of everyone.
Can you name anyone on their defense? I
Jan-
can't.
Janoris Jenkins.
Is he still on the team?
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
They traded Vernon for Zeitler, which was a good move.
That's
they
a good
have,
move.
he-
It's true.
Ogletree.
Oh yeah, Ogletree. But like I know no one. Their defense is gonna be
It's
so
gonna be so
bad.
bad. It's
They
gonna
don't
be
have, they don't
pitiful.
have Damon Harrison now.
No,
Who?
Eli Apple they traded.
Yep.
I just felt like when they traded him, like a guy like Landon Collins, 25 years old, 3 straight Pro Bowlers. Like you draft him in the second round to be a cornerstone on your defense, not just to have him for 3 years and cut him.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't send a good message for sure.
I think that's a guy that you just sign, lock him up to a fair market deal, or pay him what he's asking to be paid. They are a little tight for cash, I guess, but that's a guy that you just build your defense around. He's the leader of the defense.
But he couldn't cover apparently.
All of a
I
sudden,
heard people
it
calling
became
in
an issue.
the radio.
They
too.
just-
They said he was getting burned by tight ends.
They just traded.
Put someone else on the tight
They
end.
just traded Vernon for this guard, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's a cap space move," but this guard's being paid like $60 million too. Like they didn't save any money on that deal.
Really?
No,
What are
they
their
saved
per
like
years?
$1 million total.
Really?
Yeah,
That's stupid.
it's like he's on like a 5-year, $60 million deal. He's a very well-paid offensive lineman.
Kevin Zeitler. Is he good? I don't really know if I've ever heard this guy's name before.
I've heard he's good.
I've heard, I've heard his name.
I haven't watched. I
I'm
didn't
pretty sure he's
watch all his film.
very good. I think he's like one of the top guards in the league.
Yeah, he's good. At least from
Dude,
what
I
I've
sent
heard.
you those tapes of the Browns' offensive line. You got to check that out.
Dude, I got busy this weekend.
But no,
Yeah, they
Awesome.
literally they saved $4 million.
say
Yeah, so
4
it's
mil.
Nothing.
That's really nothing, honestly.
No, that's nothing. But it's a player that's going to help him. And Vernon was like playing bad, so it's just like whether
Yeah.
it's cap space or not. I think their roster got better.
I mean, we
I
just
agree
have to
with that.
see in terms of like the post Landon Collins trade. We have to see what they do at the safety position. If they like get someone who's solid and they don't have to pay him
There
11,
are
12 million,
plenty
I
of
mean,
safeties out there.
they could fill in.
It's true.
We'll see.
You have
but,
so many free agent safeties. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to invest in one of these guys though? Is there anyone like
you can get guys for cheap, like Gibson. But I mean, I don't.
Adrian Amos,
Yeah,
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas? But he's more of a free safety now.
yeah, he is a free safety.
But
They need one of those too. Who's their free safety?
They have so
no
many
one on
holes now.
defense. Yeah, they have no one. Is Adrian Amos the Brandon Marshall guy?
Yep.
The fifth
What do you
round
mean?
pick. When the Jets traded the 5th round pick for Brandon Marshall, it was Adrian Amos. He's actually pretty good.
Well, now he's a free agent, so
I'll take him.
maybe the Bears didn't really like him.
It's weird. I don't know. Safeties, they're gonna get paid this year.
But yeah, tomorrow you can start discussing with players, like we said. So we're going to see some big names on the move. Particularly, I couldn't say that very well, but Le'Veon Bell is on the move to the New York Jets.
Oh, don't jinx
Breaking
it now.
news.
You think we'll hear anything tomorrow about like a meeting or
Bell
Le'Veon
might
Bell plans to meet up at this time? Like,
Bell might milk this.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like every free agent in every sport is milking it.
Yeah.
But what can he milk? Someone's just gonna offer him a big deal, and he's gonna be like, okay.
No. People will
They're
offer
not
the
gonna
same
offer
thing.
him more, like there's a cap to what you can offer these guys. Like someone's
there's
gonna
not.
offer him the highest paid running back salary, and he's just gonna be like, all right, that's good.
But what if the other team says we'll match it?
Well, then it comes down to just
Yeah, maybe he wants to go on, get wined and dined.
Of course, you should. It's probably so fun.
Yeah, it probably is sick.
what getting like when
Just
they
going on like
convince you.
free
Yeah,
agent
getting
trips.
pitched. It's just like,
Treating
why
you
should I join your team?
Yeah.
They
It's
treat you
it's
like a king.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
I would love
Say
to
it's
sit.
like visiting
I always say
colleges,
this, but
but
I
it's
would
not.
love to sit in on one of those meetings.
Yeah, like
I'd probably do cool shit.
No, some of it is probably so corny though.
Yeah.
Remember the
but, like,
shit with Blake Griffin?
Didn't they put his face on Mount Rushmore?
They literally did something like that. They put
Something crazy.
they put I don't know
They
what
chiseled
they did.
his face into Mount Rushmore.
I gotta-
They,
I'm
they,
gonna
like,
look
took a
it up.
picture
Thomas
or
Jefferson off.
something.
No, that's not that weird though.
What, his jersey in the banner?
But it's little things
His
like that
jersey
that
in the
go,
banner?
that
Yeah,
goes
his
a
ba-
long
yeah.
way. I don't know about that,
His
but like,
jersey in the banner. His jersey in the rafters. Is that what it
Yeah.
should be?
and then he started.
They did like some outrageous shit. Yeah, then they traded him like
Well, he
3
was-
months later.
He was doing some suspicious things to the ball boys, grabbing their heads, putting it down by his
that's
crotch.
such a funny video. It's funny. Have you seen it?
It is a funny video.
It's mad funny. The ball boy's just like, come on, man.
They did. They raised his banner to the rafters.
Did they put his
What, his
face?
They
jersey
were like
number?
pumping crowd noise through the arena when they did it.
Look at this.
And then they traded him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
then they traded him. Like,
Remember when they locked DeAndre Jordan in his house and then traded him?
and they had a PA
Supposedly
announcer
that whole story
say
is bullshit.
they had a PA announcer say during the thing, like while the banner was going up, like tonight we're honoring a lifelong Clipper. And then they just trade him in 4 months.
That's fucked up, man.
It's so
Wasn't
fucked up.
The GM didn't, or the owner?
Oh, this is
People-
what it was. They were wearing T-shirts that had Blake Griffin's face with MLK, Obama, Muhammad Ali, JFK, Abe Lincoln, Gandhi, Jordan, Einstein, and Mandela. It says
Oh my God, they have
pioneers
a
underneath.
photo of it.
They have a photo of the T-shirt.
Oh
What?
These are literally the most important people to like have ever
I need to
walked
see
this
that.
earth, and Blake Griffin.
If you're
I'll
Blake
throw it on
Griffin,
the
you just
screen.
got to be like,
You probably
what are you
liked the
doing?
rest of it and saw the T-shirts and was like, okay,
yeah, like
that's
enough,
a little bit
enough.
too far.
Pioneers. What is he pioneering?
Nothing.
The
He
worst
dunks?
franchise in the NBA?
You think he saw it and was like, I can be one of
Don't
those
sleep on the
guys.
Clippers.
Hate them.
They'll get Kyrie.
They're going to get Kawhi and Durant.
Corn, look at this.
Um,
Obama.
yeah, Alex, anyone...
How do we get to that?
We were talking about getting wined and dined.
Oh, yeah. Anyone that you're looking at in free agency besides Bell you want to see go to the Jets?
The Jets?
Yeah.
I mean, a pass rusher would be nice. I'm always suspect of expatriates, but Trey Flowers had a good season last year, and he's a free agent, and also Justin Houston. Those are two guys that I would like to see the Jets at least talk to. But hopefully one of those pass rushers is there in the draft, and we take one of those young guys because that class is stacked.
Yeah, I'd rather have the pass rusher on a rookie contract. If we
Yeah,
can get
or
Houston
both.
on like a respectable deal,
Yeah,
nothing crazy, and then draft a rusher, just kind of mentor like Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware type
Right.
dynamic.
yeah. And Julius Peppers was in the league until this past season, which is crazy.
He's retired now.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah,
He just retired.
he just retired.
Wow. Kayla, I will never answer you. Don't call me during important things.
But I don't know anything about him, but he just strikes me as the kind of guy who wants to just like buy into something and like win. And he's old
Houston?
now. He's slowing down, so he might take like he might not command such a big deal.
I think having Greg Williams as our coordinator could be enticing. To
Yeah,
him.
that's true.
I'm confident if we make the right moves.
You
I'd
can
like
always
to
make some
start.
extra cash breaking quarterbacks' legs.
Greg
Um,
Williams.
Yeah, I hope we put the right pieces in front of Darnold because I think he's the truth.
Yeah.
But it should be exciting. Big name.
Where's
on the
Teddy
move.
Bridgewater gonna go?
I don't know what's good with him.
Is he a free agent?
Haven't
No,
heard
He is a
right?
free
any
agent.
news about
I was
him.
about to say. I mean, we spoke about this a month and a half ago. Nick Foles. Where's he
Oh
ending
yeah,
up?
we could talk about that.
Where's
Is
he
he on the
ended up?
Jaguars
He's
or no?
going to the Jaguars.
Is that facts?
Yeah. Didn't that news come out like 2 days ago? Like,
Really?
barring some unforeseen circumstance, he intends on signing with the Jaguars. It's like,
I said that in our show, didn't I?
Did you? Did you
Yes.
predict that?
Yes.
Yeah, good call. I mean, it definitely is a good move for
It
him.
wasn't even like a call, honestly, on my part. I just kind of saw it being said around, and I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, it's a good move for
didn't,
every
like,
team
think
and
of
for
it.
everyone involved. I think that's exactly what they should have done.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they could expect much. I don't think it'll like put them over the top or anything.
You
They
like
could
Marone?
I don't know
I
much
hate
about
Marone.
him.
Yeah,
He gets criticized.
What should I get from All American? That's why she called me.
Oh, from the burger place?
Yeah.
Just anything.
Anything?
There's like not that many options. There's like the quarter pounders, like the double quarter pounders. Just get something simple. That's what I'd say.
I had Burger King.
They
RVC
have
or
fries.
yeah. The RVC or Massapequa.
The good one, Massapequa.
Literally anything. It's so fucking good.
I had
So
Burger King
fucking
today.
good.
That was good.
Nice. Oh, I'd be down for a
I
run
had
to.
McDonald's the other night. Terrible.
Really?
I have to
wraps?
start.
Story,
I have to
thought.
start
No,
fasting tomorrow. So can somebody come with me to eat fast food
I'll
tonight?
eat like shit.
Okay, good.
I gotta go eat dinner after this.
We went to McDonald's. The food was good. The service terrible. Ray Kroc, if he was alive, would have burned down the McDonald's.
Is he the inventor of McDonald's?
He is the founder of McDonald's. Ray Kroc. He is the scumbag who made it a franchise. Okay. Yeah, not
Mordo
those.
thinks it was
not,
old McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald's is a family establishment.
He's right.
What? He's the founder of McDonald's, right?
No, he's not the founder. Richard and Maurice McDonald.
Oh yeah, no, those are those losers.
Yeah, they like,
Losers. They
failed.
brought you McDonald's.
No,
You're
but
gonna
they didn't want to. They
disrespect
didn't
them?
want to expand, and he was like, "We got to do it." And then he just like scummed them. He was a piece of shit. I'm not like king though.
All three of them seem like great guys to me. They brought together a very nice.
They did not
product.
work together.
But
He
the
like
three of them
scummed
were
them out of
necessary.
there, and they like went out of business, and they had no owner stake in the company.
Good.
Yeah, one of them died. Oh yeah, he had a heart attack. The movie, The Founder, Michael Keaton plays him. Great movie.
That movie's about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um,
What do you guys?
Oh, you
playing
own the
over there?
San Diego Padres?
Playing cup.
Ray
Ball?
Kroc,
Yeah.
king.
Oh, that
That's
game's
interesting.
whack.
He signed Machado? Wow.
What?
That's funny.
He owned the Padres.
He's dead.
In 84.
Wow. He's dead.
Well, he died in 84.
Why is
So
he
I don't
spelled
think he
Croc
ever
like
spoke
that?
to Manny Machado, but
There's
we could just.
Machado probably wasn't even alive.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
He's just at his house when he's a baby. We're gonna sign him.
I don't like the spelling of Croc there. K-R-O-C.
Yes,
What's wrong with it?
He
Makes
has
it
no
better.
respect for himself.
he was he sold.
He has no respect for himself.
he
Like,
sold-
How would you like it spelled?
He sold milkshake
Put a K at the
machines.
end.
2 K's?
Put a C at the beginning.
He sold
Croc.
milkshake machines.
The crock of shit. That's what that name is. All right.
I don't know if this is how it went down in real life, but he was a milkshake machine salesman, and he went to McDonald's and
He was a milkshake.
machine
I thought that was-
salesman.
I thought that was the
and he
end.
went to the original McDonald's, and he tried their food, and they brought it to his car in a bag, and he was like, "What is this?" And he was like, "No tray, whatever," because back then fast food wasn't a thing, and they just like gave it to you in a bag, and he was like, "Where's the plate?" This and that, and they were like, "You just eat it, like use the bag," and he was like, "Oh my god," and then he started a empire. I guess.
That's cool. I like Burger King. I had it today. The onion rings are incredible.
Yeah.
Nice fresh
Speaking
chicken
of
nuggets
Burger
too.
King, the New York Jets. We should get back
Oh,
on
yeah.
to those topics.
Yeah, let's move on. Should we stamp or
Nothing
shred?
wrong with a little side.
No, it was
Side
great.
conversation.
But, I just don't like when Matt starts talking.
Keep talking about fucking Burger King, dude.
Yeah, we can move on to the stamp or shred if you've said your final thoughts on the
I
free
have said
agency.
it. Yeah.
It's big time. This free agency for the Jets is our biggest in years.
I feel like
They
that
do
gets
here.
said every year, but
No, but
it's
like
true.
now we have. Like I really believe in Darnold. Like I don't. It's not. We have to do this.
Yeah, he's a king.
Yeah, this isn't Mark Sanchez. This isn't Geno Smith. This is like third overall, first round, blue chip.
And he looked good
quarterback that
for
looked.
most of his first
He
season.
he looked good at points in the season, got hurt, and came back, and then looked great from that point on.
Yeah.
And I think he showed more than what some guys like Goff, Trubisky, who took a jump in their second year when they finally got better coaching, better talent. I think he showed more in certain games than they ever did. He played more, I think. I think Goff only played like 8 or 9. Trubisky didn't play every game, I don't think, but I think he can definitely take a jump like those guys. But yeah, so
All right.
Trubisky's whack.
We're gonna move. We haven't done stamp or shred in a while, and last time we did it, I mentioned it's on our hats, and then we still didn't do it.
Wait, you mentioned it?
I was like, we haven't done it in a while, and it's on our hats.
And
It's
then
a
we
disgrace.
didn't-
And
and then
then
we
we
didn't
did
go
it that episode, and then we didn't do it since that episode.
Damn.
So really slacking. So we got our stamp back and our shredders somewhere, but I don't know, just tear up a piece of paper or something.
Yeah.
So
I think I might be stamping all three of these statements. So
yeah,
that would work.
let me read off the first one for everyone. So everyone knows the whole Celtics drama, Kyrie Irving, all that. So what we have here, the Boston Celtics' performance in the playoffs will ultimately determine where Kyrie Irving plays NBA basketball next season. Because if you just say basketball, could be in China, could be in Spain. NBA basketball. Stamp or shred? Who wants to go first? Alex, you sounded very eager.
You both just harmonized. No. So
Well, we naturally have a harmony. It's just something that goes back way back in the day when he bullied me in 7th grade.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Didn't bully me. He just curved me real bad.
No, you walked away from me without saying
Let's
hi.
hear his story.
Idiot.
Bring it to the air. What happened?
We were
It
in
was
this.
the first day we met.
No, it was not.
Oh.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah,
that was
you were
in
a
5th
big
grade.
dick.
All right,
Pause.
so we were at the Keystone. We were at the Keystone Yacht Club, and his brother, and my sister were friends, and they were like, "You guys are gonna be friends one day." And he claims that I just looked at him and was like, which I did not do. I was
Richard
just like,
didn't
"What's
want
up?"
any part of me that
You
night.
hit him with that guy.
So
on
then in
Instagram?
6th
I
grade,
was trying to share some
6th
Shirley
grade, the
Temples
first
with
day,
the kid.
we sat at the same table together, and I was like, "Oh, yo, whatever." And then Villani and Kornfeld didn't like me for a bit, so he hopped on that with them. Then
calling me a
whatever
follower
I
now?
thought back then. Then we kind of became friendly, and then the first day of 7th grade, I saw him, and I was like, "Yo, what's up, Alex?" And he looked at me, and then just walked right in the classroom. Not even a hello.
Wow.
Just looked
He's
right-
completely
This is
lying
gone
through
back.
his teeth.
This beef has gone back for
You
a
were,
while.
yeah.
Yeah. This is why Richard tries to undermine everything I do.
Kornfeld had to keep a secret that he was my friend. I remember.
That's funny. Is that true?
Yeah.
Kornfeld
Kornfeld
is a
has a lot of
sleazeball like that.
A lot of secrets with this kid.
You know what you did.
Sounds pretty messed up to me.
Jim and Art, you were real friendly, and then outside.
Could it be seen in public with the kid?
All right, moving on.
Damn for sure. What was that Kyrie statement again?
The Boston Celtics' performance in the playoffs will ultimately determine if Kyrie lives or dies. No. Where he plays basketball next year.
All right, I'll start out since you guys were so undecisive and went on an
We
unbelievable
just wanted
tangent.
to take a trip down memory
Yeah. I'm going to stamp this. As common as it is right now to say that Kyrie is gone no matter what because of what we've seen in the news and heard some of his comments about ask me July 1st, I don't know anybody's shit, like I'm not discussing this right now, and just generally being a little whiny brat. I think at the end of the day, like if they go on a run, they make it to the finals or something like that, it's the best. It's in his best interest to stay there. They're gonna pay him whatever he wants. He'll be able to lure in Anthony Davis, get another established veteran on the team with him. Maybe some of the players that he doesn't like are gonna be traded away. I don't know if Smart's gonna be back. Rozier is definitely gone. I think particularly him and Rozier don't get along because of like how Rozier played in the playoffs last year. And he's gonna probably go be a starter somewhere. But I think if they get hot and they knock out some teams, I don't see why he would have to leave.
Starts and ends with Tatum.
His friends.
That's so
I
funny.
completely agree with Matt here. I don't know. I think this whole circus situation is kind of overblown. It seems to me like Kyrie is just. I mean, we've heard this story before where he's alienated, not talking to his teammates and all that stuff. And it makes for a nice story, but I think the fact of the matter is that Kyrie is just not a friendly guy, isn't buddy with all these players. I've heard that he's good friends with Tatum, and that's about it. But they both went to Duke, so they have that connection.
I never connected that.
You don't watch when the handshakes. He only daps up Tatum.
Is that
Is that
serious?
true?
No,
Oh.
it'd be mad funny though.
Just flips them all off as he walks past.
by and then just they have like some cool shit.
But, yeah, I mean, he seems like a guy who's just like troubled in life. He seems very frustrated, which I think every player on that team is right now, and the media obviously runs to him because he's the figurehead. He's the star player of this team, and he's frustrated. And I think if they end up playing well in the playoffs, which is very likely, they're an experienced team. They were one game away from the finals last year. If they make it to make a finals run this year, I can totally see him going back to the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with both of you guys. Just want to touch on the side all the Knick fans who send me stuff like, "Yo, Kyrie and Durant listen to the same song. They're clearly meeting up in New York." Kyrie and LeBron made sweet love before and after the game yesterday, and nobody's texted me, "Yo, what the Lakers? He's going to the Lakers." All
Nobody's
you Knicks
texting you that?
Cornfeld
Cornfeld
is.
has said it nonstop.
No Knick fans.
Alex said it
no
today,
Knick
too.
fans that every little thing they do, Kyrie steps with his left toe and Durant steps with his left toe. Yo, that means they're meeting up. But they don't send me the videos of Kyrie and LeBron.
You check your text, man.
Yeah. It's good, Vinny. It's good stuff.
Yeah, you know Knick fans are going to be grasping at straws.
That hurts to say as a Knick fan.
I
because
hope
we
he goes.
obviously want
I
Kyrie.
obviously hope he goes to the Knicks.
I think it's definitely being considered.
I have a
but
big problem with Kyrie.
Do you?
This is.
Everyone, let's sit back. I'm ready for
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't have like a rant or anything, but it
it
just
seemed like it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I just like he's like bitching and he's being like a little like crybaby in the media and everything and just whining completely and not talking to his teammates. This is exactly what he signed up for when he demanded a trade from the Cavs. He wanted to go be the leader of a team, and he is that. He's in probably the absolute best situation he could have been traded to, and he still is just like complaining like nonstop and just is always upset about something.
It's obviously not what he thought it would be, though. He was wrong. That's fine. He is complaining a lot about it, and I don't think it shows that he's weak. He's outspoken about what he goes through. It's not a big deal. And especially when the media is sticking a microphone in your face, writing down, making a story out of every little thing you say, it's gonna seem like you're a.
Don't say anything.
You can't just not say
Kawhi
anything.
hasn't said a word. Nobody bothers Kawhi about his free agency. KD and Kyrie can't keep their fucking mouths shut, and then they're the ones that are crying to the media.
I'm sure it's much harder. You see more players that are outspoken than completely quiet. It's probably very much harder to do what Kawhi's doing.
Yeah.
Why?
You've seen.
I've
I've read the stories.
That could be
I've
true,
read
but
stories
I'm
about
why?
Kyrie that he, like, after a tough loss, he'll sit in front of his locker because technically the media can't ask him questions until after he's showered. He'll sit in front of his locker and not shower for hours just so the media can leave and he can shower and not be asked any questions.
Yeah, so sometimes he
He's-
does that.
I definitely-
Sometimes
he's
likes to
troubled.
spew
I think
nonsense.
they definitely bring it onto themselves.
to a degree.
To a degree, because
yeah.
I remember we were talking about like Kawhi doesn't get the same attention as Durant and Kyrie. It was when we were like debating his level of superstardom, and I think when that whole trade, when people were like Kawhi wants a trade, like he was all anyone was talking about. Like when you're like the hot commodity and like giving hints that you want to go somewhere else, that's when they'll hop on you. No one knows like what Kawhi wants to do. Like
Exactly.
he's not giving a hint if he's staying, leaving, going. Like there's nothing for
Yeah.
them to go probe him about
and that's
because he
by
doesn't give them
design.
anything.
Yeah, because he doesn't want them to
So,
do
He
that.
definitely made a mistake saying that he wanted to re-sign with the Celtics.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was just
To say that in
trapping
front-
yourself.
To say that on
Opening night.
Yeah, on opening night on live TV in front of all your fans. Like,
Such
come
a
on,
dumb
man.
move.
I don't know. He's clearly not. I don't want to say he's definitely not mentally stable.
He's
but
just out
something.
there.
He's out there. Yeah.
I mean, he shows
He's
all
an
the
odd
signs.
guy.
Yeah. He's,
Christmas isn't a
anxiety
holiday
or something.
to Kyrie.
Is that true?
Kyrie, on record, on Christmas Day, said Christmas is not a holiday.
Well, depending on where he ends up next year, I might agree with him.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm
Kyrie signs with the Lakers. We're not celebrating Christmas anymore, Mom.
take the tree down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stamp that Yeah, I mean, if they go
Richard,
to
I got you
Thanks.
this Lakers jersey. No, what the fuck? Take it back. Go return it.
I'm stamping that. If they go to the chip or something, or even the Eastern Conference
gonna
Finals,
stamp it
I
as
can
well.
see him. I mean, winning and playing well changes the attitude, man.
I hope we're all
Changes
wrong
everyone's
because
attitude.
I'd love to see him in the Garden.
That's like the same
Me
thing with
too.
Durant. If they win the finals, he's like coming off the finals high. He could just be like, "Fuck it, I want to run that back."
Well, they're
Let's go.
going
Of
to win the
course.
finals for the
They-
third
I
year
know
in a
they
row.
are, but
Is that true that the Warriors can offer him the most money? Why is he leaving? Win endless rings, make the most money, be in California, or just go
I
struggle
want to know
in
if
New
it's
York?
true that they can't
his
sign
legacy.
Clay if he signs
They
back.
can. They
Who knows
can
what's
sign.
true with all
Any
this?
team can go over the cap. They
But
just
they
have to
to
pay an
tax,
absurd
and
amount.
They said they would.
I mean, I don't know if they've said that on record, but if you're winning titles, it pays itself back.
God damn it.
They can definitely make it work. It just depends on if they want. It's like the Yankees or in the baseball, like the Red Sox. Like they go over the
All
cap,
three
they
of
just
them
pay
stay,
out their
I'll
ass.
actually hysterically cry.
It would really ruin.
Cousins
the
is
league.
gone.
Oh, of course.
Cousins is gone.
Is he going to get a max though?
He
You know,
might
probably.
not.
Since we're talking about free agents and movement, we should move on to the next statement because it's has something to do with it. If you guys are
Yeah,
ready to move on,
Yeah,
absolutely.
The
The-
Lakers.
the Memo's favorite team.
Yeah, the Memos. Absolutely, we'll talk about them every second of every
I
day.
don't care. It's relevant.
The Lakers' dysfunctional season will prove to be a turnoff to top flight free agents this summer. Stamp or shred.
There's your answer.
Took you a while.
Next.
Sure about that one?
Are you?
All right, let's talk about it, man.
You want me to start?
I mean, you've aggressively stamped it, so you seem
Well,
ready.
Well, I don't know if I really agree with it. I thought it was. I did that as a little bit of a joke, but I think, regardless of if it was dysfunctional or not, I don't think KD's going there. We just mentioned that.
I was going to say this.
So, like, what level of free agency are we talking? Like a guy like Klay Thompson and a guy like Cousins,
Well,
or and I've said it
top
multiple
flight free
times
agents.
tonight that Kyrie, I can't imagine going there unless he wants to continue to be the biggest bitch in the NBA.
We'll just count all of them.
Come
Kawhi,
back and
Durant,
beg
Clay,
LeBron to
Kyrie,
forgive him.
Cousins.
Kawhi, I feel like I can't see it, but it's not even
If pe-
because of the dysfunction.
Exactly. I was going to say, I don't think, like, Durant and Kawhi, I could see them not coming because they don't want to play with LeBron.
Right?
They
why
wanna
do
be
they? They
their
don't
own
need
guy.
to play with
They're
LeBron.
that,
Well, okay. KD does not want to be his own guy. He's proven that.
but he can't play with LeBron.
No.
Come on. Like,
It would just be a downgrade for him.
Yeah.
Even if it
So
is.
why don't we
LeBron.
change the statement? Are the Lakers going to land top flight free agents
But
this summer?
no. But I think that the dysfunction is relevant for players of the next tier down, because then they're just like, do I really want to get involved
the
in this?
dysfunction within the team and the players and, like, the chemistry issues is just it's all there's 8 players that are going to be gone next year.
Right, so it's gonna be a whole
they're-
new team.
But they're going to be bringing in guys now. It's no longer going to be, all right, we're waiting for next summer when we have our other max slot. So, like, sign a bunch of guys to 1-year deals so that way we have our cap space next year. Like, they're going to sign whoever a big free agent if they do, and then they'll fill out the roster with guys. They'll probably get some veteran bench players, like 2-3-year deals. So at least they know, like, all right, I'm here. Like, I don't have to worry about next year.
Assuming
That's
Magic
true.
Johnson learned how to build
But
a
there's
team.
going to be the LeBron circus that always exists on a LeBron-led team. There's going to be a
Until
new
they're
head
good.
coach.
When you're good, though, the
It still
reward
is-
is a very
of
high
course.
reward.
It's true.
If you're in LA and you're good, you're gonna blow up.
What? It's an interesting point. The whole like, do players want to play with LeBron? Because ideally, you think that they would, of course, because he's the best player in the world. He'll find you. Like he's a good team basketball player. But just looking back, with his time in the Cavs and even in Miami, aside from the 3 of them coming together, the LeBron teams have never really signed big superstar free agents to match with him. You're never getting a
Well,
guy that's
when
going
he-
there.
The
like, to
Cavs just
team up
couldn't
with
get
him.
anyone. They just, I don't know if it was people didn't want to play in Cleveland or
It was
or
probably
it was
that.
probably that. So then the only way he was able to really team up with a star was like, all right, I got to go to the Heat where Wade will re-sign and then Bosh is going to come too. So like
Yeah.
that was technically like LeBron getting a superstar.
Right,
And
so
then
yeah.
he went back and Kyrie's there. They don't need to get someone.
No,
They
yeah.
trade for love.
But they could have used some help. I'm sure they just never really. I don't. But and again, like, I just thought of that now. I don't know if there's any like thing behind that. But being in LA will definitely help recruit free agents.
yeah, I mean,
It's like it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
It depends on the player. If the player is willing to embrace that challenge, playing with LeBron James, which is it's hit or miss for some guys, then yeah, I mean, that seems like the perfect destination. But if you kind of want to do your own thing, lead your own team, not be the second option as any player in the league would be on a LeBron James-led team, then
that's why
you wouldn't want to play for the Lakers.
I don't think Kawhi and Durant are realistic. But if a guy like Klay or Cousins, all these guys that are on the market, Klay knows he's not gonna go be the number one. He would probably be thinking, I got to go somewhere where I'm gonna get looks in the right spot. You know.
What if he
playing with LeBron would do that? But
what if
I'm
he
not
wants
saying,
to be the number one?
I feel like he knows what he is.
You think
He
just
knows
like,
how he can succeed. He just never has
he's
complained
just
about
that
his
level-headed?
role ever. He just plays and does what he's always done.
He'll
he's
also
like, fuck it, I'm
He
going to
knows
Charlotte.
he knows what makes him successful.
he'll
but he'll have 3 rings, maybe 4 rings, right? Yeah,
If
4 rings.
you're assuming that's what he wants. What if he just wants to keep trying to win? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
So we're just both assuming,
Yeah, I
obviously.
guess.
But I'm just saying, like, maybe he wants to go be the guy.
could be true. But I mean, if he's really wants to re-sign back with Golden State, that means he doesn't.
Catch Clay in Denver next year.
He can go
Please.
That's the
anywhere.
first team that I think.
Anywhere that can offer him a max contract, he can realistically go. It just depends on what he values. Does he want to win? Does he want to be the guy? Does he want to live in a nice city? Does he want to make a lot of money? Like we don't know Klay Thompson that well.
That's true. And also, even if he was the second guy to LeBron, he would still. It's not like he's surrounded by Steph, Durant, and Cousins too. Like it would just be like LeBron, Klay.
His numbers would take a jump for sure.
I'm fairly close with Klay Thompson. I have spoken to him.
Oh, okay.
I think
So you have
Atlanta.
some
I think
insider
Atlanta
information?
might be on the top
Okay.
of the list.
But just to go back to
Play
the
with the
Stanford,
next Steph Curry.
I'm gonna shred that. I think they're still an attractive destination. I think if they do sign that one guy, and I'm prepared for it to be a guy like Cousins or something, not Kawhi or Durant. I'm really not expecting either of them at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think veterans will see that. They'll see, all right, they got another solid player. They have LeBron. If they're going to offer me multiple years, a good amount of money, like I'm willing to go there and try and win.
Yeah.
The player, they know that you can win with LeBron.
Yeah.
They obviously know.
I'm going to shred it as
Lose
well.
with LeBron too.
You can lose anyway. If you're either on Golden State or you're with LeBron. That's
Yeah.
really what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to shred this too.
Yeah?
It's Los Angeles. It's the Lakers. It's LeBron. It's Los Angeles. Like
I was writing on the Lakers Reddit today. They have like daily free discussions. You can just like write whatever. And I was just like, I really just don't even know what I want them to do. There's so many scenarios that could happen.
they should sign
It's
Cousins
crazy.
and Klay.
Cousins and Klay, I think I would just jump off a bridge of happiness and be like, I don't even need to watch them win. I'll just die right now.
Because that not only makes them so much better, but it makes the Warriors worse.
They're just taking 2 Warriors.
Lonzo, Klay,
I'm a
Ingram,
warrior.
LeBron, and Cousins, they would be filthy.
Clay would never. Also, is Clay
Hope
gonna?
Ingram's okay,
Clay and
by the
LeBron.
way. Pray for Ingram.
They
everyone.
got beef.
Do they
Clay
have
and
beef?
LeBron. Clay talks mad shit.
You saw them in
He's
the
gonna
locker
go-
room at the All-Star game.
Why is he gonna go join the team that
Didn't
he beat
LeBron
like
pick
4
him?
years in a row?
Didn't LeBron? But like,
Clay
I
was
was
like-
actually thinking about that. What if, say
Oh, really?
Say Durant stays in Golden
That's
State
funny.
and they decide like, all right, we're not going to re-sign you. What if he's thinking, oh, they don't want me back. They're picking him over me. I've been with this franchise how long? Let me go like get back at them. Let me go play with the other guy.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe.
Some people might want a little revenge.
What did Clay say? He's not a man. He said like LeBron's not a man. Oh, yeah.
That's just like in the heat of
Burned.
their competition. Like they're literally going at it in the finals.
Burned.
He called him a bitch
Called LeBron a bitch.
Then look,
to his face.
but aren't they boys?
They are boys.
So it doesn't matter what he calls.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
None of it matters.
I
When
don't
they
like
see
what
each-
Clay said.
When they see each other, they're fine.
No, Draymond and
Who's
LeBron.
on the shop?
Draymond?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about. We're talking about Clay.
Even
though.
the Clay. You saw it.
Nah, he doesn't.
chilling in
LeBron
the
doesn't
locker
fuck
room.
with Clay.
You know?
I wouldn't if I was
He's
LeBron.
best friends with Klay Thompson, apparently.
Yes, and we have never associated ourselves with LeBron.
Okay, it's fine.
Let's go on to the next one.
Oh, you want to go to the next one? So what, two
it's
shreds
getting a
or
little
all
late.
3 shred?
No, I stamped it. I think that they're going to have trouble getting somebody to team
All
up with LeBron.
Later in the year, we'll talk about the plans for that team that I have. I don't want to bring it up now because we got to get to the next topic, but I'll lay out my
Okay.
recipe for success. All right.
It's all right.
We're going to go local with the last one to a team that has the best player in the NBA. No. The Brooklyn Nets are capable of upsetting a higher seed in the playoffs. I'm going to go the Matt strategy.
You don't actually think this.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's hear it.
Well coached,
Debatable.
great chemistry. Why? They run a great system.
Fuck him.
What?
I don't think he's
Their
that great
best
of a
player
coach.
is a 22-year-old first-time All-Star.
And he'll just sit him on the bench sometime at the end
When
of
he's
the game.
shooting 3 for 20,
Put him
and
on
they
the
put
court.
the 6 Man of the Year candidate.
What was that?
16
Remember we
points
watched
per
what did we watch? Like a triple OT game. He just didn't play.
And they
any of
won.
it. Put the stars in the game.
But
I
when
don't
he
like that
plays
does
well,
that.
he plays. But they have someone who plays the same position who is capable of putting up great numbers. So when he's playing well,
Jared
you don't
Allen
just
was
put,
on the bench too.
'cause he played like shit too.
You get the best
That's
players
how they
in
get
at
their.
crunch
That's how
time.
they're getting the best out of all these guys. They know that if they're not playing well, they're not gonna be in there. But they support each other. They're like, all right, it's his turn, whatever. That's why they're good. They're
It's
selfless.
not winning basketball.
I don't think they can beat any team besides the Pacers.
Taking
So,
down
no.
the Sixers. Well, right now they
You
have the
think
Raptors.
that's gonna happen?
Yep.
It's insane. Embiid is gonna literally average 35 points a game on
Yeah.
them.
Okay. Dysfunction over there.
The 76ers
What
have too
dysfunction?
much star power.
Nobody's
Raptors are too
dysfunction in the
efficient.
Sixers organization. Why?
They
The
don't know how
Bucks are
to.
just
They
too
don't know how
good.
to mesh.
You're talking out of your ass. No one has ever said this.
Just saying.
All right,
We'll
let's
see.
hear it. Go. I know you
Nah.
have more to say about the Nets. Why are they going to beat the Sixers?
The Sixers. Well, I don't know who they're going to match up. Right now, they're playing the Raptors, so no, they're not going to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna shred this.
But I think they're capable of upsetting a higher seed, depending on how it
So
falls.
only if they play the Sixers?
No, the Pacers.
Oh, yeah.
if they
Pacers
play
are
the
good.
Pacers, then it's up in the air. I don't think they beat any team beside. I don't think they beat the Celtics, the 76ers, the
They
Raptors,
played
or the
the
Bucks.
76ers pretty well. That's all I know.
It doesn't matter. It's
You'll see.
playoff basketball. None of these Nets players have played a single playoff
Sixers would win in 5.
That's not
easily.
true. Damari Carroll.
game. Okay.
Yeah, he's gotten swept a lot. He was with Atlanta and Toronto by
He's been
LeBron.
there. He's been there. What are the 76ers done?
He might actually have not won a playoff game, Damari Carroll, in his career.
Really?
That would be funny.
Let's find
No,
out.
but even look, if they play the Pacers, maybe. But I think that the Pacers, now they're tied with the Sixers for the 3 seed. It's only a matter of time before the Sixers take that 3 seed.
And honestly,
They've beaten
even
them twice.
even if they played the Pacers, I don't think they would beat
Yeah,
the
they
Pacers.
would-
Beaten the Sixers twice. That's all I know.
Good.
Good for them. I don't think they're
And
gonna.
they're at full strength, better bench.
I bet you the Sixers weren't at full strength those 2 games.
Embiid probably didn't play or something.
That was one of
Simmons might have
the
missed.
dumbest things you've ever said. Was Carroll never won a playoff game?
It was a joke because I know he's getting swept a
I
lot by
thought you were
LeBron.
serious.
Well,
Embiid
wow,
did
how many
play.
times-
Serious.
I think they were in like the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Embiid, this was before they traded for Butler and Harris, but
Okay.
Embiid got locked, and they lost by 25, the Sixers.
Is that true?
hmm
All right,
The
so
Nets
we're
beat
gonna,
the Sixers. I think I remember that actually.
And then the
And
Sixers
they just
beat
acquired 2
then-
All-Stars. So.
the Sixers beat them by 2, and this was when they had Butler, and he hit the game winner, right?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and then, sorry,
The difference right there, Butler.
when you get to game like 83, 84, 85, 86, you gotta have experience, man.
Well, the Sixers are a young team.
Yeah, but most of them have played in the playoffs last
Yeah,
year.
they got some good experience last season.
and then the Nets beat them by 3 the last time they played.
None of that means anything to me.
Nothing.
They match up well. That's all I'm saying.
So the,
Oh, yeah,
the
Russell-
Kings
Russell and
match up well
Simmons.
with the
Russell's
Warriors.
better than Simmons.
That's a good matchup for Russell?
Yes,
No, that's not.
they'll throw someone else on him.
And then Simmons is a great defender.
Yeah, but he can't shoot more than 5 feet away from the basket.
Okay, I cannot wait. We're so close to
when they
the
lose in the
playoffs
second
and
round.
then it not mattering that Simmons can't shoot. I
It
can't
will
wait.
matter.
It is gonna matter.
Can't wait.
when his
Eventually, it will matter in some capacity.
Won't matter when they
It's
are
not gonna
hoisting
matter
the
against the
trophy
Nets,
at the
I
end of
think.
the season. They're winning the finals.
You're gonna
they
stamp
will
that
lose
right
in
now?
the second round. Stamp it. Stamp that they're winning the finals.
You're just gonna be
That wasn't
wrong.
a stamp or shred, but they're winning the finals. The Bucks are going to take out the Celtics.
Cornfeld is in disbelief.
The
Sixers
Sixers
over the
aren't gonna even
Raptors.
be there for the Raptors. To
I don't
play.
even. The Sixers aren't even gonna make the finals.
Yes, they are. Giannis
They're
cannot
not
do
better
it.
than the Raptors or the Bucks.
The fake Greek freak.
He's better than
Oh,
anyone
that's
on
true
the.
now.
He's better than anyone on the Sixers by 10.
Who?
Giannis.
That's not true at all.
He is better than everyone on the Sixers,
All right,
though.
not by
Him
10.
and Embiid are the two best players in the East.
He's better than Embiid. though.
Kawhi.
He's the third best player in the East.
I think
I'd
Embiid's
rather
better
have
than Kawhi.
Yes, Embiid's
I'd
better.
rather have the small forward,
Interesting.
the shooter.
Giannis is easily the best player in the
Embiid
East.
can shoot from anywhere on the floor. He's a
Shoots like
threat. He's a threat to
25%
shoot.
from
He's a threat
three.
to shoot.
So
from
is
anywhere.
But he
Giannis
doesn't
now.
hit them.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying they're 1-2. However you want to put them. But the point is, I think the only shot the Nets have is if they somehow get the Pacers, but that's not going to happen.
It might
because-
happen.
They'd have
I
to.
can't see it happen.
It'd have to be they're 6-3, right? The Nets have to beat the Pistons, and then their schedule at the end of the season is rough. They play the Bucks, I think. Let me look.
They better not get that 8 seed, because then
No. If
then
they
no chance.
play the Raptors or the or the Bucks,
Pacers are 4 right
they
now.
play the Pistons tomorrow.
Well, they're tied for third.
They play the Pistons
are
tomorrow.
seven.
Then they play Thunder, Jazz, Clippers, Kings, Lakers, Blazers, Sixers, Celtics, Bucks, Raptors, Bucks, Pacers, Heat. So that's a rough end of the season.
The Sixers better get that 3 seed. No, Sixers Celtics. That's not a first round matchup. You want that in
That's
the
because
second
you're scared
round.
because then they're going to lose.
want
in
that
the
in
first
the
round.
No, of course, absolutely. But avoiding Boston, letting the Bucks take out the Celtics would be the best case scenario for the Sixers.
Is it still they're the fourth right now?
No, they're tied with the Pacers for the 3 seed. They beat the Pacers today. Celtics are 5.
Interesting.
Celtics have no shot of making the finals. Back to the Kyrie situation. He's basically gone because they're going to be out early
Why do they have no shot?
because they're bad.
We'll see. Turned it up in the playoffs last year. You never know. They could just hit a.
They were also
stride
the
like
1
that.
seed.
That is true. That is true.
They beat the Bucks.
Is that
in
all
the
you have to
playoffs
say about
last
the
year.
Nets?
And
You
7
nothing
games.
else?
Yeah, my last. I'm going to shred this because I don't think so. But they just got to hope that they can find the Pacers somehow.
Yeah, I'm going
They're-
to shred it as well.
There you could be in position to sign a.
Even
sign a big
if
free
they play
agent.
the Pacers, I think I'd take the Pacers over them.
Nah, Russell, best player on the floor in that series.
That's true.
The Pacers actually play
They're pretty
defense.
similar teams. Just like well coached, play together, good system.
Indiana, tough place to play.
Why?
Are you making
25
that
and
up?
9 at home.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know what happens over there. The
Do
Hoosies.
they not have a good home record?
I didn't say they didn't. You know what happens.
Doesn't that make it a hard place to play?
I'm all in on the Nets. They're winning
Is it that much better than
winning a first round matchup.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, they're one of 4 teams with single-digit losses at home.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up before this
And
kid
that's our
gets any
20 and
funny
16 at
ideas.
home. That's not any advantage.
No, they're 2 games over 500. They're not that good.
Are you good? You said everything you've had to say?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Good,
I'm
Alex.
all set.
All right. So we'll wrap
Tune
it up
in
here.
next week.
Yeah. Tune in next week when I won't be here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
we will
going
have
away.
our
Have
Igal
Igal
friend
back on?
Igal subbing in. For
I'm
Richie
actually it's
Lyons.
going to
I'm not gonna
be
here either.
the same
next
weekend.
week.
I thought it was the weekend after.
No, next weekend's St. Patrick's Day now.
So you both are gone the same weekend? I thought it was
Yeah, I
consecutive
thought it was
weekends.
consecutive.
I'm going next weekend.
Okay.
Okay, so there will be no show next weekend
Yep.
unless Corn. This could be your moment. You, me, and Igal will hold down the fort.
When are you leaving, Rich?
Friday.
We could record
That would be
it early.
good.
Early Friday. Well, I'm leaving.
Thursday or something.
Oh yeah.
That's what we need.
We'll try.
You and I can go at it.
Yeah, so we'll be a game time decision on if there's an episode next week. But I'll be back in 2 weeks. Alex will be back in 2 weeks. and hopefully we can figure something out because free agency is this week. So like, there's gonna be some big moves. Maybe we can try and set up some 3-way call or something.
Yeah.
Just
Some
say our
live
thoughts real
feeds.
quick. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, thank you for tuning in. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That'd be cool. On iTunes and Spotify as well. So that way when we post stuff, you get the notification right away. And you can listen to us for 2 minutes.
Get the photos from the episode last week.
I'll send them to you. All right, thank you. We'll see you next time.